And this is kind of interesting because we really have the cause and the effect up here, talking about what happens when you put together a building automation, a systems integration strategy, and then, John, you get to sort of live with it after the fact, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's phenomenal when we're done.
So Jason, first of all, talk a little about Hepta and what you guys do and how you sort of interface with Bedrock to come up with the right solution.
Yeah, so it started all in the beginning when we came up with the owner. The owner had a want to integrate all their systems to make operations easier in the long run. So we came up with that, or worked with the team to come up with that smart building plan. And as the years have went on, John and his team have really adapted that plan to really fine tune it to what you guys are looking for.
Correct. Operationally, I've been doing this 25 years, and I just come from a portfolio similar to Bedrock's.
Yeah.
That didn't have smart buildings and an integration, the overall dashboard, and it was very tough running 28 properties without being able to see them from my desk, so to speak. And then when I came on board and saw the great plan that they had put in place, an integrated dashboard-driven program where I can see 40 properties from my desktop, it's great.
So let's put this in perspective. You probably had, 15, 20 different systems, 15 different 20 systems you got to log into, right, to make it work?
And that's absolutely correct. One of the other bigger problems is when you buy a building, you don't always know what you're going to get with it. You have to take it. Doesn't make financial sense to gut it out and replace a control system, so you have to find something that works with 6 or 7 different types, right?
So when Bedrock came to you and Hepta came to you and said, we're going to take all these systems, put them in a single pane of glass, were you kind of going, yeah, right, or show me, or, I mean, because...
Well, and it's exactly right. That's the hardest part. So a master system integrator, that's the exact value of a master systems integrator, is someone who's going to sit down and understand your situations you have, your wants and needs. They come up with this great plan, whether it's writing a smart spec to build forward, smart spec to run operations. You bring them all together, and these guys were great at it.
And one thing was really going through all the technologies that were in play, like lighting and meters and fire alarm systems in all these facilities, and working with the network team, the facility network team,
Correct.
on how they were all going to come together into that single pane. It was because it's not a single individual person's effort. It starts with the IT and operations and the C-suite to really build that end goal.
Right. And that's an important point too. Normally, I mean, in our business, since I've been in it so long, it was just HVAC systems. BAS was you ran your heating and cooling plants with it, maybe your air handlers, and we've taken it for fire life safety systems, elevators, lights, even our irrigation systems are integrated.
Wow.
So any fixed equipment in any building in our portfolio, which is 100 buildings, is now automated. It's a really nice tool to have for someone who runs these buildings and has that responsibility every day.
Well, I know in addition to, to wanting to get everything under a single pane of glass, you guys are very, very committed to sustainability.
Correct.
And saving energy. And so, Jason, that had to be a big piece of what they were trying to do as well.
Yeah, one of the things you can't save unless you start to measure. So we started measuring in the beginning. Metering has always been a big play.
Right.
And now being able to transition that into analytics and other items.
And better, we want to be great. We want to be great corporate sustainability partners. We have a great presence in Detroit and Cleveland, and we want to do that. And sustainability isn't just energy. A lot of people think of that. It's a big part of it, right? But lowering your carbon footprint, water, etc. We can now do all of that with our integrated smart buildings, which led us to, I don't know if you've heard of the 2030 District.
Yeah.
2030 District is a great international program that goes around to large major cities, creates a meandered district, so to speak, and then we have the ability, or our goal is to lower emissions, energy usage 50% by the year 2030, and we were lucky enough, because of the things that we've done, our portfolio is a large part of it, to be granted a district in Detroit.
So, John, you are in a unique position to answer a question that we talk about in theory a lot, which is, you talk about saving energy, and, there's a certain percentage of energy, and that's easy because you can sort of measure that. You cause and effect, you can see that.
Correct.
But what we really talk about is the operational savings. And, I think it's kind of hard to put a definitive figure on it. But from your perspective, I mean, talk about the operational savings through what Hepta's done.
Sure. So energy, obviously, it's measurable. We have dashboards in every building. But some of the intangibles, and they're not intangible, they hit the bottom line. We've taken staff, your typical maintenance staff that you think of, the guys in uniforms with the tools, and we've made these guys very smart engineers. With the integration, we have freed these men up and women up to go and do other things in the portfolio now that I normally would contract out. I'm saving R&S costs there. I've got ownership on repairs. We've done things like created additional sustainability programs that we're growing. We have equipment lifecycle management programs where, the capital costs for a building are huge when you're replacing a chiller or an air handler. With these systems, I have an equipment lifecycle management program that's built in that I can extend a useful life from 25 years to 30, 35 years. Think of the capital that saves an owner of a building as well. So all of these things have a very big value to a building owner and a property manager.
Nice. Well, we have a tremendous amount of respect for Jason and Ted and Hepta Systems. For people out there, what should they look for in a master systems integrator?
I guess the best thing I could say is you have to have someone who understands multiple systems, who really gets the concept of smart buildings. You don't want just a BAS contractor who's going to come in and put a system in your building. You want someone who understands smart buildings, and what that means is someone who looks at the entire picture of integration, all the things we've talked about, not just energy, sustainability, equipment lifecycle management, who can talk to the various programs that are out there, and then who constantly is your partner in the future. We've taken this program in just the 4 years. It was started when I got there, and we've taken it in 4 years and added multiple projects. So you need someone who has that vision as well.
Well, and obviously these guys do.
Absolutely.
So
Yep.
Jason, from your perspective, what makes a great master systems integrator as opposed to, is there anything in addition you'd add to what John just said?
I think John nailed it. The MSI has to be open to that partnership and not just looking at it as another project. And I love the fact that John hit on that. It's not just the typical BAS. This whole MSI industry, it's a whole nother breed. It's integrating the IT and software development and everybody. So.
Well, I salute both of you guys because, being here, I think this is where technology and real estate get married up, and I salute both of you guys for being here and participating in this event. So, guys, thanks so much for taking some time to hang out with us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Awesome.
All
Thanks,
right.
Eric.
Good enough. Pound the rock. Boom.
You bet.
All right.